Hi guys, welcome back to my book channel. My name is Hannah. If you're new here, hi, subscribe. If you enjoy my videos, enjoy the party. Join the party. So for today's video, we know I hate long intros, like, you know, people talk for about 5 minutes before they say let's get into the video. I hate that, so I tend to make my intros about 30 seconds, give or take. So for today's video, I thought I would do a Nicholas Sparks book versus movie, because it's almost Valentine's Day and I thought this was a fun video to do, and I realised I owned quite a few copies of books by Nicholas Sparks, obviously. So we are gonna go through the ones that I do own, and I'll let you know if I think you should read the book or watch the movie, or if it's worth watching both, and then my personal favourites of those. So let's start with the absolute classic that is A Walk to Remember. Oh my goodness, I loved this book when I was like 16, 17. It was my favourite Nicholas Sparks book. Oh, if you've never heard of this book, or you've never heard of Nicholas Sparks, maybe you live under a rock, but most of his books get turned into movies. Anyway, A Walk to Remember is, oh my god, it's so good. Anyway, if you've never heard this, I'm going to read the blurb just in case you want to know what it's about. Anyway, London Carter would have never dreamed of asking Jamie Sullivan out, but as a twist of fate throws them together in the months that follow, Landon breaks down Jamie's natural reserve and begins to get to know her and to fall in love. But then he discovers that Jamie has a reason for not letting people close, a secret that will break his heart. Oh my god, I cried at this book so much, and I also cried at the movie, and I cry every single time I watch it. So maybe skip this one. Don't watch this on Valentine's Day if you don't want to feel sad. However, I would recommend reading it because this is the shortest Nicholas Sparks book that I do own. It's only it's literally 200 pages long. So if you want a quick read and just let the time fly by and just be a mess. Also love the casting of this movie. Love it. Highly recommend. The second, I don't know why I'm just telling you the ones that make me cry. Anyway, the second book by Nicholas Sparks is The Last Song. Oh my goodness. I don't think I have ever cried this much at a book than I did when I finished the last few pages of this book. I remember, I think I must have read this when I was like 15. Oh my god, I cried, or maybe younger than that, I don't know. I'm like 27 now, so god knows when I read it when I was a teenager. Anyway, book versus movie. Personally, I think the book is so much better. I loved the movie. Don't get me wrong, that made me cry as well. The movie's okay. Like, okay, I loved both, but I loved the book more. So, and if you've never seen the movie The Last Song, it's the one with Miley Cyrus and Liam Hemsworth in it. Beautifully done. Anyway, if you don't know what this book is about, it's 17-year-old Ronnie. Life was turned upside down when her parents divorced, and her New York to Wellington, North Carolina. Since then, she has remained angry and alienated her parents until her mother decides she should spend the summer with her father. So essentially, Ronnie moves to the North California with her dad, and he is a former pianist and a teacher living quiet life in the beach town, creating work of art that will become a centerpiece at a local church. When what unfolds is an unforgettable story about love, first love, and the love between parents and children that demonstrates the many ways that our relationships can break our hearts and heal them. I'm just getting the ones that make me cry out of the way, because then we can feel the feels about the other ones, because they're a bit happier. Anyway, The Last Song. Do you ever really forget your first heartbreak? No, I don't think so. I cried so much at this book, and I think this one is a tie because I loved both the equal amount. So highly recommend reading this if you have never read it, because it's a lot better than, it's just a lot more detailed than the movie, obviously, because yeah, some parts of books that movies don't include are normally the best parts of the book, and then you're disappointed when they don't include them. Moving on, the next one is The Best of Me by Nicholas Sparks, and I have to say this one is my favourite movie adaptation of all of the Nicholas Sparks movies that have been made into movies. Try saying that 3 times fast, that's quite hard to say. Anyway, The Best of Me is my absolute favourite movie of all of the ones that have been adapted into a movie. So if you don't know what this is about, it is about two teenage sweethearts from opposite sides of the tracks with a passion that would change their lives forever, but life would force them apart. Years later, the lines between past and present are about to slip, called back to their hometown for the funeral of the mentor who gave them shelter when they needed it most. They are faced with each other once again. Can true love ever rewrite the past? The Best of Me is the new epic love story from the multi-million best-selling author of The Last Song. Nicholas Sparks is one of the world's most beloved authors. I just loved this. Oh my god, I loved it so much because I think from reading Nicholas Sparks movies about, you know, your first love, first falling in love, and reading it when I was like 15, 16 and being like, oh, I wonder what that feels like to fall in love and then, you know, go for your first heartbreak, etc. to this, I'm not making sense, but this movie is so good. It's so well done that I adore the actors in this movie as well. Like, it's so well casted and they just do a really good job of portraying all those emotions that they are going through now, obviously as adults, and they obviously have a lot of regrets from when they broke up as teenagers and they didn't say their piece then, and now 30 years later they're realizing, oh, I really messed up, and having to admit that as an adult and apologise. And yeah, I think this one's definitely for more of either my age, like 27-ish. I think it just puts relationships into a lot of perspective, and obviously if you've got your heart broken and you never really got an apology, then I guess this kind of makes it worth it, because it's such a good movie, and this one is on Netflix, so I highly recommend watching it because there are some steamy scenes in this one. I love it. I love the actors. 100% favorite one. Anyway, The Longest Ride by Nicholas Sparks. Don't know what I'm saying by Nicholas Sparks. All of these books are by Nicholas Sparks. Anyway, okay, this actor is very dishy indeed. However, personally for me, I much prefer the book version of this movie, because the book just does it more justice, and I feel like the movie just dragged it out for no apparent reason other than they probably got told an allotted time they had to film whilst filming. I don't know how movies work. Anyway, this one is about 2 couples, 2 love stories, and 1 epic tale. I love this one so much more than The Notebook. Like, oh my god. If you've read The Notebook and you've not read The Longest Ride, you just need to, okay? And here are my reasons why. So, 90-year-old Ira Levinson is in trouble, struggling to stay conscious after a car crash. An image of his adored and long-dead wife Ruth appears, urging him to hang on, and she lovingly recounts the joys and sorrows of their life together, how they met, the dark days of World War II, and its unrelenting effects on their families. A few miles away, college student Sophia Danko's life is about to change when she meets the young, rugged Luke, and is thrown into a world far removed from her privileged school life. Sophia seems a tantalising future for herself, but Luke is keeping a secret that could destroy it all. I love how this story is told, and I love the different perspectives and the flashbacks in time, and it's just so beautifully written that at no point reading this book was I bored. And I mean, romances can get a bit repetitive. What is my hand doing? Yeah, romances can get very repetitive, but I think that's how Nicholas Sparks does it well. He'll throw in something that he's not done before, or not done that well before. So obviously it flashbacks in time between Ira and Ruth, and how they met and all that, and it's just so beautiful. I loved it. I love it so much, and hands down would recommend. Read it on Valentine's Day, you'll feel all the love, and there are some steamy scenes in this one. And then the last one that I actually own is Safe Haven by Nicholas Sparks. This one is a tie between the movie and the book adaptation. No, the book was written before the movie. So anyway, this one is Safe Haven. And I just love Josh Dunhelm. He's a very good actor, and Julian Hughes, she's okay. I mean, she's a good actor, but she's just, anyway. If you don't know what this one is about, love hurts. There is nothing as painful as heartbreak, but in order to learn to love again, you must learn to trust again. Very true. Very, very true there. If you don't trust again, you're never going to love again. And yeah, anyway. When a mysterious young woman named Katie appears in a small town of Southport, her sudden arrival questions about her past. Beautiful yet unamusing, Katie is determined to avoid forming personal ties until a series of events draws her into two reluctant relationships. Despite her reservations, Katie slowly begins to lower her guard, putting down roots in the close-knit community. But even as Katie starts to fall in love, she struggles with a dark secret that still haunts her. So this one is, I think, again, as I got older, I think the ones that have more of a adult theme going through it, like this one has a focus of an abusive relationship. So she's essentially ran away from her ex-partner and she's escaped that life, and she's found a new life in a little town, but obviously she still has that in the back of her mind, like what if he finds her, what if he catches her, what will be the precautions. And I won't tell you the twist. Anyway, if you watch the movie, it's pretty obvious that you get it. They tell you straight out, but if you've never read it, the twist is really good. I really enjoyed it. So yeah, I have read The Notebook, I just don't own it. Don't know why. It just wasn't my favourite. But yeah, I would recommend reading all of these and watching the movies, because these are the ones that are my favourite Nicholas Sparks books and movies. And if you wanted something to do on Valentine's Day, highly recommend picking one of these movies. Maybe not the sad ones. Maybe don't watch The Last Song or A Walk to Remember, because they will make you ugly cry. But you could cry into a pint of Ben & Jerry's and then drink some wine and you'd be fine. Anyway, yeah, this video was a spur of the moment idea, and I thought it was fun because Nicholas Sparks books are all about romance and finding love and all that jazz. So yeah, I hope you guys have a lovely day. If you did enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up for me, and I shall see you guys in my next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.